So in this short and simple lesson, we're going to be covering altcoins. You may have heard this term be sprung around all over social media, forums, and the internet. And that's because altcoins are essentially every single cryptocurrency circulating in the market besides Bitcoin. Now, the same way we broke down cryptocurrency in a previous lesson, altcoin can be broken down into two words also, with alt being an abbreviation for alternative, and coin, of course, being an abbreviation for currency. So essentially, it's an alternative cryptocurrency, which is every single currency in the market besides Bitcoin. Now, what has happened is, since the creation of Bitcoin, essentially all of these digital currency companies and organizations have begun to spring up. And their main goal, essentially, is to either become a mainstream adopted company with a real life use case and get the whole world eventually using cryptocurrencies, or they have one ulterior motive, which for many coins is just to overtake Bitcoin and become the next first place contender and staple for cryptocurrency payments. So what you're seeing right now is the largest growth in the world of cryptocurrencies right now. So what you see here is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is number one. Bitcoin has a market cap of 97 billion. And its closest contender right now is Ethereum. But if we start scrolling down, we'll get back to those later, you can see the largest amount of growth the world has ever seen in investments available. We keep scrolling. What you can see here is 1,185 cryptocurrencies in existence right now. And the problem is, guys, you may see this a lot on, especially on the Cryptonary Instagram. I constantly tell people, avoid the junk coins. Stop paying attention to coins just because they have a tiny price. Just because they're worth 0.001045. This does not mean they're worthy investments. And we're stuck in a current bubble in the cryptocurrency market. Not essentially a bubble which is going to explode, but we're stuck in a bubble where new investors are being sucked in. People with no investment knowledge whatsoever, in particular for cryptocurrencies, are starting to get recommended and tips. And they're starting to look at all of these coins are literally worth 0.0000000. You get the point. So what's happening is they're going in, putting down just a small amount of money, or potentially even thousands, in hopes that one day these coins are going to explode in value. But the problem is, you may have noticed, these coins are surging hundreds of percent in a day. Now this seems attractive, I get that. But what people are failing to realize is there's only a small few who are actually controlling these cryptos. And the reason is the market cap is tiny. So you're potentially having 50 to 100 people who have multi-millions in dollars who are pumping these coins up to ridiculous prices, hundreds of percent in a day. The minute they're happy, they short these cryptos and they wipe out every single investor on the way, tripling and quadrupling their original profits. Once that's done, they move on to the next coin. Now what you have to understand is alternative cryptocurrencies means they have to have some kind of alternative use. And the truth is these coins do not have a use, guys. And a lot of them are made purely to pump and dump. We have Ganja coin. We even have President John coin. We have Swap coin, Strong Hands. And you can clearly see these coins, they have no use in society. They're just being used to pump and dump. So what I actually recommend for many new investors is, first of all, do not listen to people who are preaching these coins to you. They have no use case. Do not listen to people that keep telling you about ICOs. We cover that later anyway. The point is, you want to actually succeed as an investor, and longevity is key in this market. The last thing you want is putting all of your investments into these coins worth minimal cents, and then they just disappear forever. You want to put the odds in your favor, and to do that we have to be smart. And first of all, by being smart, I actually mean just being lazy. No one has the time to go through every single crypto available in existence, even up to the first 100. For new people especially, keep your investments safe. Once you have a nice substantial amount invested in the top 20 in particular, then start moving down and looking at the 20s, the 40s and the 50s. Never, in my opinion, go beyond the 100 unless you have a very good valid reason and have put in the research yourself. And that also brings me onto the topic of do not invest in any of these cryptos past the top 100 without doing your research. Look into them and look into the use of the crypto. The top 10 in particular, they have use cases, they have business models, they have backing from the governments, they have backing from banks, mainstream large organizations, and this puts them in the front line for future adoption. And all of their cryptos have use cases besides Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum Classic, as these are deviations from the original. Besides them, all of these cryptos have a relevance with the company's business model, whereas the top 100, whereas anything beyond the hundreds, the 500s, and even in the 1,000 regions, they're simply cryptos for speculation purposes. So what will happen is the top 10, when they excel, the crypto will excel with them. The top 50, the crypto will excel with the company as the company grows and starts to become used in everyday life. Whereas the other cryptos which have no use case, the company may grow, but the crypto has no use. So as the company excels, the crypto collapses. You're left with a useless investment. So guys, in general, just please pay attention, keep it simple, do not overdo things for yourself. Stay in the top 50, stay in the top 100, even better, keep it in the top 20. Get the most popular investments. It doesn't matter if they've gone up in price or they're over $100. In 20 years' time, the price will most likely excel these levels, and it makes sense to be invested in the ones that are in the front row to achieve this. So the moral of this lesson, short and sweet, be smart, keep it simple, and invest in the real coins in the top 20.